everybody, and thanks for joining me. In this video I'm going to talk about how to get the best out of a location in a very short space of time. So join me as we travel the city of Adelaide.
As we can see, some laser beams.
In this film, I'm going to share 9 tips and tricks on how you can make it work when you're in another city and you've got to do things as quickly as possible. In this case, I'm doing a corporate gig and I've got 42 hours. Travelling to the city of Adelaide, a city of 1.3 million people on the southern coast of Australia. What I've got to do is capture the essence of a city as these images end up in hotels, showing off how good each city is. I've already done this for 3 other cities in Australia. This is number 4. Fingers crossed I get the gig.
So here we are in Adelaide, and this is a great example of where public works are ruining brilliant photography. I think it's a new thing in the world. Have a look at this. Beautiful old building, and there's a crane right in the way. What can I do about it? There's nothing. You might see an aeroplane cut across. Just hold on, it's coming. It's coming. And there it is. There's the aeroplane. Exactly when a bus drives across. That kills me.
As we can see, the image turned out really well. What does this mean? Point number 1. Make the best of any and every situation.
So here we are standing in the middle of the tram tracks here in Adelaide. In Adelaide, these are new tram tracks. I'm just creating a bit of a shadow. Hopefully you can see me. The tram is coming towards us. There it is there. You'll be able to see it maybe when the camera adjusts.
So tip number 2 is make the most of the geography and landscape. We're all looking for original angles, so have a look for where you think someone might never have stood before.
So I'm not going to shoot the tram this way. I want to shoot it going into the sunset. I find the light to be just sort of too harsh and too obvious. I prefer that high contrast scenario of shooting into the sun. So we'll just wait for Mr. Tram to take off. And any second now. I'm going to go over here somewhere.
Sometimes, to make a scene more dramatic, putting things in harsh sunlight to create shadows and silhouettes is much more compelling. Tip number 4. Another great way to photograph more efficiently is a little tip that I picked up from photojournalists, newspaper photographers, etc., and that is photographing with 2 camera bodies. You'll often see that they're shooting with something like a 24 to 70 2.8 and a 70 to 200 2.8. This is the best possible glass that you can be photographing with and allows you to cover a myriad of situations. And of course there's a second reason. Every time you change your lens, you risk damaging the bayonet mount of the lens, you risk damaging the coupling on your camera, and of course it exposes the mirror box region to dust and particles and sand, depending on where you are, rain, etc., getting into that area, which is always potentially threatening your sensor. So the 2 great reasons for multiple camera bodies are speed, not missing that perfect shot that you needed your 200mm for, and protection of your equipment. And finally, of course, whenever you change your lens, that is the most likely opportunity for you to drop your lens. So minimize all these things and maximize the life of your equipment and maximize the time on the ground that you have to do your photography.
The sun set a minute ago. We've got the moon over here. We've got the beautiful paddle boats here on the Adelaide River. And their brand new bridge, which is now pulsating in, throbbing almost in reds and blues, which if you mix the 2 together, you get purple. So the throbbing bridge will throb. Of course, the sun going down doesn't mean anything in regards to photography, we can keep shooting. No problems. With the D850 we can stretch our ISOs to 3200, maybe beyond.
Tip number 5, push those ISOs. Modern cameras are outstanding in their capacity to shoot in the dark, and this gives you a lot more flexibility when time is short.
Let's see what this is going to look like as night falls. Oh lordy, just go blue, come on. Go blue, we need, it just went blue for a millisecond. What's all that about? And I missed it. Gotta wait for the blue. Okay, it's getting a bit dark, viewers, so we're gonna increase the ISO. We are running 125, 50th of a second, 3.2 stabilized, and this will still be waiting for that blue that just seems to appear for a millisecond. Come on blue, come on blue, come on blue. There it is. Did I get it? Did I get it? I got it! Yes! 17, 18. I was counting too fast. I was counting with the music. 1, 16, 17. Oh, don't tell me I missed it. 15, 16. Did I get it? I got it.
Tip number 6, tenacity. If you've got a good idea and you're feeling it in your heart, you're probably right. So stick at it and follow your instincts. It will be worth it.
So it's 11:15 here in Adelaide town, or as we like to call it, Radelaide, and we're down some of the beautiful laneways that we can find here in Adelaide. And there really is some very, very beautiful architecture that I'm enjoying very, very much. Anyhow, we'll keep heading into the night.
Now you just heard me inhale. Tip number 7, hold your breath when you're doing low shutter speed shots. This can really help with you not moving at all, which is really hard if there's no walls nearby. Tip number 8, try to keep your social media running whilst you're on the move. Not always the easiest thing to do, but it's better to do it while you're there because you can't do it after.
But here we are, it's almost midnight, it's a perfect evening. It must be 22 degrees and there's no wind at all. And we are doing some of my favourite things, which are giant, street-sized, streetscape, still life images.
Tip number 9, just keep going. When you're in a location for a very short space of time, just do it. Just absolutely do it. Because you're not coming back and you never know where you might find the gold.
Well, it's our final day in Radelaide. We've been here for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's been a great time though in Adelaide. It's a very interesting place and we're sitting in a beautiful cafe in Peel Street. So I recommend everyone come on down to Peel Street, get yourself a coffee and come and enjoy the sights of Adelaide. Anyhow, we'll be heading off to the airport soon. Bye for now.
As always, I hope you enjoyed this film, and of course, if you have any questions about any aspects of it, I'd love to answer them. And of course, tell me your stories of what you've done when you've been on location for short spaces of time. This is very relevant to all of us, of course, when we travel, because we're often in a city or a place for just mere hours. So thanks for watching. Please like this video, share this video, and don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already, well, mash on that button. I'd love to have you join me for my next adventure. Look after yourself and keep on clicking. See ya. you like a jelly, baby?